Hello again, welcome back everyone. LiquorHound here with you, and thank you for joining me once again for another spirit review video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of fairly inexpensive rums. One coming from Costco, the Kirkland brand, 15-year-old Panamanian rum. Retail pricing on it on the shelf is usually $20. I know my buddy who brought this for me, he lives up towards Washington, ended up walking out the door with it for $30 because of their massive taxes that they have there. But basically a $20 to $30 rum. And we're going to compare that to the Dorley's 14-year-old. Now, the Dorley's 14 is from Foursquare, meaning Barbados rum. It is retail pricing about $50, still on shelves, but it is at 96 proof. Now, for a more, apples to apples comparison, I could have gone Dorley's 12, but the problem is I've already reviewed Dorley's 12. Now, the Dorley's 14 happened to make appearance on my Best of 2023 video, but I have not shot a review, so I figured I'll put these side by side, and we'll just go ahead and give you my raw and honest opinion on it. All right, let's go ahead and start with the 15-year-old Kirkland rum. Again, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is $20 on the shelf. Hopefully I get out of there at $25. It is sweet on the nose. It has kind of that, I don't know, it's kind of almost a maple molasses combination. Touch of cola, clove in here. I'm trying to search for the fruits. It's kind of like a cooked down plum. Maybe a little bit of some cherries in there, but they're really, really mushy, cooked down. That's about it. I mean, searching on the edge of the glass, you do get a little more of that confectionery nose, almost noses like marshmallows. But that's about the extent of it. It's not super complex there. We'll go ahead and give it a taste. All right. I'm watching the legs. It is a little syrupy. Okay. Okay. Medium, just barely medium viscosity. Might be a tick below that. But search right there on the mid palate. A little bit of the alcohol does show its presence, the ethanol. But it enters and you kind of get that maple syrup, that molasses hybrid hits early. It's not overly sweetened, but it is definitely sweetened. But you're not sitting there like drying out from just all the sugar. You do get a really nice rum impact. That ethanol that I was picking up right at the mid palate backs off. It releases, and on the mid palate you kind of pick up a little bit of like a almost cinnamon, a little bit of pepper, cracked pepper in there with it. That big cola aspect that I was picking up on the nose is pretty dominant. Shows up early, kind of lingers through the mid palate and long into the finish. Some oak tones in there as well, kind of show up again mid palate and push towards the finish. Oh, definitely some pecans here. On that back end, I was picking up walnut and pecans, but it's starting to focus really heavy on the pecan aspect. For 15-year age stated, $20, $25 price point, it's doable. Are there better options out there, like the Dorleys, that they don't add any sugar, stuff like that? Probably. I'd probably go that route. But the Dorley's 12, yeah, I'd probably still lean towards Dorley's 12, to be honest. As good as this one is, this is pretty much straight up a mixer for me. I would not really want to sip this, although you could. It's just a little bit singular in that aspect. Matter of fact, when you flip it around the back, it actually gives you a cocktail there for their rum old fashioned, which is this, a cube of sugar and bitters. I don't think you'll need the sugar. It's not overly sugared, but it's already in there. So to me, I wouldn't want to do that. Just hit it with the bitters and your orange oils, and you'd be great there. Maybe drop in a brandy cherry, and that'd be definitely enough sugar. Okay, now we're going to move towards that Dorley's 14. And right here, I'm still kind of lingering on the finish on this one. It's pecans, maple, and oak. Maple syrup, pecans, and oak. Okay. Dorley's 14, $50 price point. So you're looking at $56 out the door here in Texas. Good grief, but the nose. The nose. This is much more complexity here. It's got the molasses. It's got candied ginger and orange peels in here. Plums and figs. Maybe even some of those candied oranges as well. So candied ginger, candied orange on the nose. That big molasses hit. And then you get those really nice fruits, plums, figs, a little bit of cherry. And out here on the very edge, I pick up oak and cedar. Almost sandalwood. Definitely an aromatic wood here. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and taste it. Oh yeah, that's nice. Medium, just above medium viscosity. It's a solid medium though. Boo, and there's the flavor transitioning. Wow, that's very cool. All right, here we go. Enters at 96 proof rather easily. Medium viscosity, again, you get hit with that molasses up front. A little bit of cola essence, but more natural feeling than this one was. So you get a little bit that comes with roots and herbs and those type things in that cola, natural cola. You get that. You get that candied ginger, that candied orange peel. That is in there as well. Those cherries, those dates, those figs in there. Ramping up to this mid palate. That mid palate has a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon. Those kind of join in. The clove is in there as well. And then it starts going over onto the back end. You start noticing a really nice oak. It creeps in. It's not like, hey, I'm here. But a little bit of balancing oak in there on the finish. Vanilla bean shows up that is lingering as well. Wonder when that crept in. I'm going to revisit real fast. I really like the citrus aspect. It is a little candied, but also the good citrus oil in here. Of course, they're not adding any artificial flavors. There's no artificial sweeteners in this. This is just all from the ex-bourbon casks. Now, it is a blend of pot and column, and some of those, if I remember correctly, were matured in ex-madeira casks. So that's going to lend to the complexity. It's going to lend to those figs and dates that I was picking up, that variety of fruits, notes, that's coming from those casks. The molasses is still running really nice and long. Yeah, the cola, the natural cola, and all those citrus and juicy fruits are in there. The oak, again, it's not heavy. It's just balancing. It's very, very well done there at $50 price point for the Dorley's 14. So overall, I guess my equal thought is get the 15 if you're just getting into rums and you're coming off, let's say, some liqueurs and that type thing, and you just need a little entry into rum. This is great. It gives you, you know, the oak. It gives you kind of the flavors, but it's nothing wild. It's, again, you throw this in a cocktail, it's going to be fine. And at $20, I'm okay with that. But if you're starting to get, you know, a little deeper into the education of rum and you're trying to really learn what rum tastes like, you definitely, I prefer to go additive free. So I would say this Dorley's 14 is a really nice spot at $50. This to me reminds me of what Mount Gay XO, the extra old way back in the day, what that used to be. You know, at $25 back then, it was a great, well-rounded rum, lots of flavor, and it was pretty complex for what it was. And nowadays, I think this Dorley's 14 is pretty much right on track there. Could you still do the Mount Gay? Of course. But I think this one's just a little beefier, all right? Anyway, thank you as always for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you can, join me over at patreon.com/LiquorHound to help support this channel. That's how I'm able to purchase these bottles, because I am self-purchasing everything I review. And so that way you get the unbiased, straightforward reviews without any, me beholden to any corporations or distilleries. Anyway. But if you can't join me there, I'd greatly appreciate each and every one of my viewers. Keep leaving all those great comments, and I'll get to them just as soon as I can. Thank you as always. Everyone have a great day, and cheers.